Good evening, I'm Kevin Christopher.
And I'm Haley Harmon, in tonight for Nancy Cox. Thanks for joining us at 6. Tonight, Lexington police are investigating a deadly shooting that they believe was self-defense.
Now, police say it appears a man shot Sean Michael Woods after Woods broke into his apartment on Constitution Street. The neighbors say Woods was no stranger to that area. Kylan Mills is live with more in the big story at 6.
Kevin, Haley, good evening to you both. Police were out here for hours conducting a lengthy investigation inside of these apartments you see behind me. And that's where witnesses told police that Sean Michael Woods was seen breaking into apartments moments before deadly shots were fired. Neighbors on Constitution Street shaken up by a deadly early morning confrontation.
Very surprising. We've been really working hard to clean up the area.
Police say around 6:45 this morning, 34-year-old Sean Michael Woods was shot several times by a resident inside this building after he broke into the man's apartment. Woods later died at the hospital. People in the area say Woods also lived in the building and had recently been creating problems.
The deceased has been walking around here acting crazy for the last couple of days, doing all kinds of crazy stuff, threatening people.
A man who lives and works nearby didn't want to show his face on camera. He says minutes before the shooting, Woods scared a woman in another apartment.
Somehow he got into the apartment, and evidently he laid down in the bed with her, and she jumped up and said, "This isn't your apartment. What are you doing here?"
Police confirm witnesses told them they saw Woods breaking into apartments. Residents and business owners hope they can keep turning the area around.
The gentleman that defended himself is a great guy. He's AJ squared away. There was no criminal intent. He did not do anything wrong. The guy opened his apartment door and walked in, and the gentleman had to defend himself.
Police say the resident who fired those shots remained on scene and was cooperative with their investigation, so no charges will be filed. We're covering the news live in Lexington from the LEX 18 mobile newsroom. Back to you.
Federal investigators say they continue to search Adair County for one of the FBI's most wanted. 27-year-old Sean Christie is accused of threatening President Donald Trump, as well as Adair County native and Medal of Honor recipient Dakota Meyer. On Saturday, a stolen vehicle was found near Meyer's home in Adair County. Authorities say Christie has also threatened to kill law enforcement officers who try to stop him.
We have been watching thunderstorms decreasing as we have gone through this afternoon. We had some stronger thunderstorms earlier that went across southern Kentucky. Those are now exiting off to the southeast. What's left? We've got an isolated thunder shower right at the eastern edge of Morgan County, getting ready to head over into northern parts of Johnson County, also one between Wrigley and West Liberty there in Morgan County. General area of rain from Whitesburg up to Pikeville continues back to Prestonsburg, but all that's headed off to the east. Go to the future track. And as we do so this evening, showers should continue to decrease. Clouds will be with us through the bulk of the night tonight. In fact, may very well be there to start your day tomorrow. Could we see a shower pop up southern Kentucky? It's a chance tomorrow, but not a big one. Most of us will end up staying dry. I think from I-64 north, it is a dry day tomorrow, and with some sunshine mixing in, which is good news. Now, temperatures have been cooled because of the rain. We're in the low and mid-70s now, including 75 in Lexington. But where the rain has not been for a while, like Frankfort, we're back up to 80, and Louisville's at 85. So, again, once we get the rain out of the picture, we will warm up quickly, which you will notice tomorrow. We'll talk about the warming forecast and the drier one in just a couple of minutes.
All right, Bill, thank you very much.
A crane operator had a very different perspective of those storms that ripped through central Kentucky 12 days ago, knocking out power to hundreds of homes.
LEX 18's Michael Burke has the story for us tonight of Edward Dangler, who was twisting in the wind.
He's been a crane operator for 25 years, loves the job, and doesn't fear the heights. But that lack of fear went away for a while on the night of July 20th.
There was a couple times that I didn't know, if I was going to make it.
So Ed Dangler made the most gut-wrenching phone call of his life.
I called my wife and I talked to her and I said, if this thing goes down, I won't be talking to you. I want to tell you I love you before I hit the ground.
Dangler spoke to us by phone today because it takes 20 to 30 minutes to get up and down his crane at City Center. And that's one of the reasons he made the decision to remain up top, riding out storms which produce wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour.
I'm telling him to hang on.
Project foreman Lonnie Eldridge never stopped being in charge on that night.
I just wanted to be in communication with Ed just in case something happened.
So that phone line between the two remained open for at least 30 minutes. And you did that because that's personal for you, because that's one of your men.
That's
and
right.
This is your site.
That's exactly right.
And what Dangler did next was also exactly right.
Good operator. Excellent.
He knew his crane would sway with the wind, and locking it down could have been disastrous.
That wind can take those over. Yeah, snap it over.
I've never been in a crane before, and I've been doing it since '93. That it got that bad.
Not bad enough, though, to call in sick the next morning.
5 o'clock or 5:30, he was climbing that tower.
And grateful that he was able to do so. Covering the news in Lexington, Michael Burke, LEX 18 News.
Oh, you just get chills thinking about being up there.
What a night that was for Ed Dangler, huh?
And for his wife.
And his wife.
Oh, goodness. Glad
and
he's okay.
all those construction, I'm sure everybody knew about it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. All right, well, it was a different storm, the one last night, that sent a Marion County family running for their lives.
It was a direct hit by lightning that forced them to flee their dream home. And wait till you see what's left of it. LEX 18's Claire Kopsky reports.
It can happen to anybody, just freak of nature.
Crystal Smith was sitting in her living room when she saw a big blue glow out her kitchen window.
Our granddaughter was looking out the front window, and whenever the lightning hit, it knocked her back.
Once Crystal knew something was on fire, she yelled down to her husband.
He ran around back and he said, "It's on fire, it's on fire." I ran back in, got my cat and dog, and I mean, that's the whole back of the house was on fire.
5 fire departments came out with nearly 75 volunteer firefighters. Amid the storms, they fought for about 5 hours and used 75,000 gallons of water. Firefighters said they almost had the fire out when the winds picked up and ignited the flames again.
It was actually raining so hard, and the wind got blowing so hard, the smoke was so thick, you could not see from here to that shrub.
Just lose everything.
A few angels, however, remained unscathed.
And I've got an angel over here that I got whenever my father passed. Oh, my blessed mother. My dad painted that up, and that's not even touched. It's not even dark, burnt, or anything. Wow.
Covering the news in Marion County, Claire Kopsky, LEX 18 News.
The family says they're just grateful no one was injured, and they have been overwhelmed by their community's support.
Well, we now know the name of the driver killed in that garbage truck accident earlier today in Powell County. The coroner has now confirmed 57-year-old David Burgess was driving that truck when it flipped into a ditch.
Neighbors saw the Montgomery County man just moments before he died, and then, out of nowhere, they heard the crash up the road. LEX 18's Carolina Buchek spoke with the people who ran to help.
Yeah, I was in the kitchen window and I seen him pull up, and he always throws the dog's biscuits when he pulls up.
That was the last time Becky Ward saw her friendly neighborhood garbage man. Shortly after he picked up her trash, neighbors heard a crash and saw this. The garbage truck practically on its side in a bad ditch.
Yeah, it's a real bad ditch. It's real deep, and the shoulders have been real soft where it's been raining so much, and I guess he just kind of got off on the shoulder.
Neighbors still aren't really sure what happened. Some ran over to help, but it was too late. Rumpke Waste and Recycling says the man was their employee, and they're mourning this loss, and neighbors are just as sad. They say the driver was beloved by animals in the area because he always had treats for them.
That's why I always know he's here, because the dogs run down to greet him because they're so excited when he comes.
And people liked him just as much. They say he was always willing to jump in and help.
If I was not sure about something, I'd always ask him, and he'd tell me what the proper way to dispose of things. He was always real helpful and said, anytime you need me, here's my card. And he was a real good guy.
And as police try to figure out what exactly happened on this road, one thing's for sure. Neighbors and their pets will miss the man with a friendly smile and pockets filled with dog biscuits. Covering the news in Powell County, Carolina Buchek, LEX 18 News.
Now to an LEX 18 News update tonight. The man injured in that lawnmower crash at a business in Lexington yesterday has died from his injuries. The Fayette County coroner identified the victim as 50-year-old Michael Vance. The accident happened yesterday on Blue Sky Parkway at the UPS freight location there. Firefighters transported Vance to UK Hospital with life-threatening injuries after he got trapped underneath his mower.
Here's a warning from the Daniel Boone National Forest before you harvest ginseng there. The federal agency has noticed a decline of ginseng across the forest, so they've stopped issuing permits to collect it. Now, Kentucky ranks at the top in ginseng harvests. If caught removing a wild ginseng plant or its parts on national forest land, a person could face theft charges. Penalties for poaching may include a fine up to $5,000, a 6-month sentence in federal prison, or both.
Investigators say technology went a long way in helping them crack a school burglary case.
Hear how the Somerset Police Department managed to track down 2 suspects when LEX 18 News returns.